What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Let's Play Hiveswap Friendsim for the third time. My third playthrough of Hiveswap Friendsim. It was just that I played by myself or sending photos to a friend and making a commentary YouTube series out of it. Because holy shit, this is like episode 24. Holy shit. Update for the timeline. It is November 12th. Hiveswap Act 2 is still not out. Please, Homestuck team, where is Act 2? I'm begging you. Please. But on topic of Friendsim, potential spoiler warning for Homestuck proper, this game, Pesterquest, some Homestuck fanfics, the AUs I make up in my head and forget are not like a thing that's happening anywhere else. I'm running out of jokes. Just know I haven't read the epilogues or Homestuck 2 and probably never will. Character voices may be inconsistent, especially because today is Tirona's route, who has a character I didn't voice, and several characters I have not voiced for some time in it, and a fucking gremlin. So let's see what happens. God, you have a headache. Is it dehydration? Only if you're thirsty for companionship. Are you hurt? Only your heart, and it aches for more pals. Is it withdrawal? Only from your addiction to new buddies. Really, there's only one cure for what ails you. Friendship. You wonder whose sweet medicine you'll be imbibing this time. Okay, it is Tirona. For a second, as I was reading the intro, I was like, did I fucking forget her name? I'm also, if I'm panicking a little bit, I have an hour till class. So here you are, in jail. You always knew you'd end up here eventually, but you were expecting a human jail, not this. It all happened so fast. You were waltzing down another alternative street in search of friends when you heard the telltale sound of machinery behind you, and before you could escape, some giant metal drone with a rocket ass scooped you up and flew away with you. My mic is in the way of the screen. You were honestly surprised that the drone didn't execute you on sight. You've tried to do that before, after all. Perhaps your numerous shenanigans have grown so vast and ridiculous someone wants to see you in person before you die, if only to have the chance to ask you, what the fuck? In any case, you aren't complaining. Not about being run alive, at least. You have plenty of other things to complain about, though. This cell sucks. It's hard and cold and full of this gross-looking moss that could probably kill you since everything else on this planet sure can. There's a couple patchwork holes in the back walls of your cell, which aren't enough to wriggle your way through, but are enough to let in the light from outside. Don't mind that pause. You've been in here since a few hours before dawn, and now it's midday, which means scorching rays of sunlight are streaming their way into your cell and forcing you to dart around to the shadiest spots as the sun makes its way across the sky. As if that weren't enough, it's also hammering rain outside, which really isn't doing much to stimulate the sunlight. And you think the rain might be acidic too? Fun! Intermingled with the rain, you've been hearing some sounds coming from the other rooms. Interrogations, maybe? Torture? Whatever it is, you are not a fan. And would somebody please fix the leak on the roof? If you have to listen to one more drop of water exploding onto the floor like a nuclear fucking bomb, your shit is going to take an extended sabbatical from the handle. To conclude, it's not great. You'd like out. Right now, preferably. Now? Oh, god damn it. You were hoping that someone would conveniently appear in time with your internal monologue. But no such luck. Because it's funnier this way. You know, just... Fuck, I was trying to do this smoothly so it wouldn't make the moment better, but... Okay, there she is. Your new savior is small. Probably the smallest troll you've met so far, with the possible exception of Amicia. And she looks as young as Amicia as well. She's got wild pigtails spreading from her head and a twitching look in her eye, like she's going to start sprinting the second she hears a sound. She opens her cell door with a creak and gestures down the hallway with a quick jerk of her head. Come on, with me now, quickly. Head down, keep quiet, no asking questions. We're going to ask questions. Wait. You have so many questions. Which of your many lovely friends is willing to help you escape? Who is she? What's her deal? How did she know? She shushes you, and her eyes narrow in a praising squint as she looks you over. That's you right, huh? Figures. Listen, I don't have time to explain, and I'm not putting my new deck out any further here, so here. My neck out any further, so here's what we're gonna do, okay? You're gonna run, not too far out because you don't want to wind up in undead territory. Stick to the city, find a nice hiding place, and keep your head down. See ya! She rather forcefully stuffs what appears to be a military-grade umbrella into your hands and shoves you out a back door into the rain and sunlight. When you turn to protest, the lock outside the door clicks shut, and you're stuck outside. What was that she said about undead? Game over. What is with the undead? Okay, let's stop here. Let's have a good Alternia thought, everybody. Let's have an Alternian thought. What the fuck is up with the zombies everywhere? Because, okay, here's the thing. Those zombies are either all teenagers or no, I mean, I know Kanaya kills some. I know it happens in Pesterquest, and I'm pretty sure it's implied that she does so in the canon itself. I'll check while I'm editing. But if is this just a consistent part of Alternia? Because what's coming back to life? Because the undead are, by the definition of being undead, people that died and then came back. So who the fuck came back as these zombies that just roamed the land? Who is it? Is the Silas out there? Is my bro the Silas out there? Answer me, Homestuck team. So instead we're going to follow her. You follow her down the hallway, keeping quiet as instructed, even though you have so many questions you want to ask her. Questions like what her name is, or where you are, or why they haven't fixed that fucking leak in the roof. Instead, you just hurry closely behind as she takes you to a stairwell in the back of the building and up multiple flights of stairs. Peeking out the window of each door you pass, you see what seems to be an evidence locker, then a row of tightly packed cubicles, not cuticles. I do need to do my nails though. And then a long, winding hallway. This is where she opens the door and ushers you through. The hallway is full of electronically locked doors with troll signs on them, the overwhelming majority of which are teal. The only other presence here seems to be automated cleaning robots. You are surprised to see that troll Roombas come with their knives pre-attached. This isn't an office building, this is still prison. She punches a series of numbers and letters into a keypad beside one of the doors, bearing her sign and a name, and then slips inside and you follow. Now we're in an office. Here we are, my highway from Hive. You can be a bit louder now, but no shouting. That'd just be weird as hell, buddy. Oh, and my name is Tirona, by the way. You politely refrain from shouting as you introduce yourself to her. Tirona pulls up a chair and sits down at her desktop, tapping some keys. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and access your files in our system. You shouldn't be too hard to find since you're a weird alien, and yep, we got what we were looking for. Time to make a few edits. Crime. She leans in, fingers flying over the keys. She's absurdly fast on the keyboard, her eyes darting back and forth across the screen. See, you actually, I don't think we've ever heard my keyboard. I'm going to type something for you, my dear watcher, and I don't know if you could hear that, but basically I typed super fucking fast. I have a very clicky keyboard, and my accuracy is like 80%. I was forced to take touch typing classes for 4 years. So I had to take them for 4 years. I had them optionally, and then I had them optionally twice. Fun fact. Now, normally I wouldn't pull anything this risky, and I certainly wouldn't be helping out a criminal, but I have it on good source that you're not the kind of person we should be letting rot in a cell. Or worse. Right now, you're in a system on a lot of weird and serious offenses. But you and I, we both know the only thing you're really guilty of is trying to keep your head and shoulders attached, yeah? Why is her quirk throwing me off so much? Just gonna click here, delete a few things, and there we go, you're clean. Wow, just like that, huh? You thank her profusely. Even begin to consider groveling at her feet, but she cuts you off. Listen, I'm just doing the grunt work for you. It wasn't really my decision to spring you. Let's just say you and I have a mutual friend, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I run errands for him sometimes in exchange for information. I just happened to be pulling an all-dayer over here anyway, so I was in the right place at the right time. This mutual friend of yours sounds like a dead ringer from Alec. Wow, knowing a cerulean in high places is already paying some great dividends. Reader, we know several ceruleans. You know indigos, bitch. It beats our Dada, at least. All you got from her were some really weird DMs on Chitter from her stream followers. Anyway, speaking of being in the right place, what is this place anyway? This place is... well, it's a lot of things. Jail and courthouse and office and a whole lot more. Basically, if you're a teal looking to learn how to do teal things, this is where you go for a hands-on internship. Internship. I read that wrong. Most of it is law-related, of course, but there are a couple of semi-related fields for the go-getters looking to do something a little different. Like me. Yep, I bet you're just dying to know what I get up to in these hallowed halls, don't you? Surely a brilliant mind like Miss Calzone is doing some real important work here, is what I bet you're thinking, and you are absolutely correct, my friend. Feast your gander bulbs on this! Give me a second. One of my classic seconds. I need to make sure I'm not making her voice too close to Amicia's. I think we're good. They're just... a few clicks of the wriggly, bulbous mouths and her husktop loads up several images. You glance at the screen and the recognition center in your brain goes haywire with dopamine. Alien culture or not, you know memes when you see them. God, you missed memes. Check it out, check it out! They're a little corny, but I know Triz is gonna love them. She's a real sucker for this kind of thing. One of them is an image marker featuring Trizza doing her makeup, with the captions, Trizza is so hot. Rebels are so not. Another seems to feature troll brains. At least, you hope those are brains. Of varying sizes and hema colors. Being a rebel is the small maroon brain, sympathizing with rebels is the medium-sized olive brain, and worshipping Trizza is the giant purple brain. These ones will be going up on the web soon, but for now I've got plenty of other memes circulating. See, I make a bunch of fake Chitter accounts and got some techie troll to automate them for me. He was hyped out the excitement enough to do some work on Triz's behalf, I tell you. Some of these accounts are just pretend to be regular trolls, and others are best jokes, nightly big funny, relatable laugh humor, you know. They're rocking up the follows as we speak. And the point of them is to put these Trizza memes out there? That's how you get them. I just knocked my mouse over. I didn't... Fuck. That's how you get them. You start with a couple of innocuous jokes and cute pervies pics, and then bam, suddenly you're spreading the good word of the Empire, and everyone accepts it because your Chitter account is so funny and hip. I call it meme propaganda, and it's going to be the next best thing, I tell you. It does seem like a pretty clever way of spreading propaganda. Really effective on today's modern youth. It also deeply unnerves you. You leave that part out. There's just something wrong about memes being used for evil. Oh. Not to live in the US, but... Thank you. I'm glad someone appreciates all the hard work I'm doing here instead of just brushing me off. I've had to do a lot of overtime putting out propaganda for the Empire lately. Just between you and me. Although it ain't exactly much of a secret anymore.
There's talk of a rebellion brewing, like a real, actual, big-scale one, instead of a bunch of highbloods getting paranoid because a burgundy looked at them funny. It's pretty scary, actually. I hope we won't get swept up in all something if something nasty breaks out.
What's gonna happen in Act 2? Please, can I have Act 2 so I know what the fuck she's talking about? Yeah, that's the vibe you've been getting. You're about to ask for more info about this rebellion when she cuts you off and keeps rambling on. Seems like she's got a lot to say. I'm gonna die. I'm so glad I didn't do this the same day as Galax. These two both are gonna kill me. You get the impression that nobody else here listened to her, possibly because she's still so young compared to most of them. But saving you from a jail cell is a good way to get you to pay attention.
But here's the thing, despite being a whole lot of potential trouble, it's also a great opportunity to show the Empire just how valuable my skill set will be for them. See, I've got it all planned out. First, I need to prove to Triza how useful and clever I am, and how helpful I can be for her regime. Then, when Triva comes of age, she'll dethrone the current Empress and take her place. Most trolls just love Triza, and those who don't are going to get themselves cold real quick, so I'm sure she'll have plenty of support when the time comes for their duel. Yikes. Once she's in full power, I snag myself a nice position as her propaganda minister, and if I'm really lucky, I can wheedle myself into being an assistant to his honorable tyranny himself.
His honorable tyranny? You don't think you've heard of this guy before? You assume he's a particularly high-ranking troll in the legislative process? That's too many consonants.
Oh no, he's just a fuck-off huge monster who passes judgment on criminals by eating them. Or eating anyone who bugs him, really. He presides over particularly noteworthy trials, especially at the extreme court.
In retrospect, you should have known. If monsters can be parents, then surely they can be judges too. But, what exactly is the appeal here?
Who wouldn't want to be big and handsome and strong enough to devour anyone who annoys you? It's the perfect life, I tell you.
Fair. Wow. Oh, I just barely missed 413 because I had to pause.
As it stands, since I can't be him, at least I can be his best buddy and his perfect little helper. And besides, doing all the behind-the-scenes work is a lot safer than actually trying to hunt down or prosecute criminals, I'll tell you that much. I mean, yeah, he might eat me, but that's just normal workplace safety hazard, really. Nothing I can't handle.
She really does have it all planned out, doesn't she? You're impressed.
Thank you. But I can't do it all alone. I'm going to need some help along the way from a very talented and clever associate or two. I bet you know who I'm talking about.
Her Lucis? Her classmates?
No, dummy. Sheesh. Here I am trying to butter you up and it flies right over your think pan. I'm talking about you. I need your help. And I think after bailing you out of that jam, I've earned it, wouldn't you say? The old rake my claws down your back and you rake yours down mine daily, you know?
Troll idioms are as scrotable as ever. But you do know a thing or two about claws. And what about helping people to earn their good graces? What's she need?
You ever heard the old adage? Teals talk. Well, a lot of teals have been talking about this strange alien going around getting all buddy-buddy with the cast. The way I see it, someone like you might just know how to get me into their offices and dig up some dirt on them and their potential rebel connections. I keep saying they should start shelling out for grand screen tech. For gander screen tech, but nobody ever listens to me. No way, no how. A regular password system ought to be enough, right? Ha, they wish. Yeah, they really wish those locks were as secure as they think they are. You can figure out those codes no problem, I'm sure. What do you say, pal? How about you help me help the Empire and root out that rebel scum?
Me, 5 minutes ago or whatever, saying my buddy the sign list. Ooh, you're not particularly keen on betraying your friends, but you do owe Tirona a favor now, and you'd love to make another pal while you're at it. There's got to be some way you can maneuver your way out of this mess. You tell her, sure, you'll offer some help. If you're going to hit up someone's office, it should be. So I think tyzias is the right one. So let's do Tagoro first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. He's real smart and a good talker, and he's always got the latest gossip, so you'd think he'd be my kind of guy. But he's also just such a sleaze, like a real creepy creepster. Not to mention he charges out the sniff tube for all his info. No thanks, I'll handle it myself. Oh, but imagine the scandals if he turned out to be a rebel all along. I really hope we find something on him here.
Yeah, okay. The rooms are almost functionally identical. That's probably the point, but it is really funny. After some late hacking, that is, punching his wriggling day into the keypad, the door to his office clicks open. The two of you slip inside and you glance around. You're immediately reminded of his hive. Almost eerily reminded of it, in fact. Did he tell the reader his birthday? When did he do that? Did he just order copies of all the same minimalist aesthetic furniture and have them sent to his office? That's... Well, you don't know exactly what that is, but it's certainly impressive.
I'm not too sure if that face is regulation. Take a picture of it just in case, will you?
Sure thing. And if you just happen to accidentally delete the picture later, well... Actually, you have accidentally deleted a bunch of pictures before. Figure out your troll phone has been an ordeal. You line up your camera to take a shot and... Oh, fuck! As you're about to press the button, your phone received an incoming call from someone, and you ended up accidentally hitting the answer call button instead. Now you're going to be trapped with a social encounter that you weren't mentally prepared for. No! Wait, it's just Agora. There he is. Money boy. I just noticed that his sign looks like the money sign. That's fucking hilarious. That's no problem at all. He's gregarious and easy to talk to, and you're staying in his office. Fuck! Again! Throwing on your most practiced, everything is perfectly fine expression, you try to angle the camera so he won't tell where you are. My apologies for bothering you on such short notice. I've recently learned to a grapevine that you have been responsible for certain changes in Zizi's attitude as of late. I thought it might be prudent to let you know that. Wait, is that my office? This isn't his voice. Did you break into my office?
No, God, no. It's not his office, it's just,
an office that coincidentally just happens to look exactly like his? He angry boy now. His face seems to have been frozen mid-smile, and now it slowly seems to twist, until the smile doesn't look nearly as friendly or as genuine as it did a moment ago. He starts to laugh, little raspy chuckles under his breath. I see. What the fool I was to ever believe I could trust a fellow liar. Is this Galax's work? No, it can't be. He doesn't do that kind of subterfuge. It was all a game, just a game to you. Yes, it must be it. Of course it was. You're not here to make friends. What? No, that's exactly what you're here to do. No ulterior motives here. Just friendship. It's 420. The bills I so graciously forward for your sake. Well, no matter. You can expect a very hefty invoice to arrive via email as soon as I finish typing it up. No. Please, no. It doesn't have to end this way. You're just trying to secure another friendship. He knows how it goes, right? Saying you're doing anything for a bit of social gain. Oh, but of course. And I'd be very happy to continue our business relationship in the future. Once I've been reimbursed in full for my time and expenditures. Farewell. Can't believe we got not dumped. Business zoned. He ends the call and his face disappears. The friendly little pew sound that Gripe makes cannot possibly underscore the finality and tragedy of the situation. Your heart, truly, is broken. But hey, at least you can trade one friend for another, right? Now that she's seen what you're willing to sacrifice for her, surely Tirona will... Tirona? Oh, shit. At some point while you were distracted, she made a break for it. Now you're left with naught but a hefty fine and an ache in your chest where friendship used to be. The bill with a game over. The game over bill, so to speak. And also, a special announcement at the end of the episode. I just remembered I meant to say that at the beginning and I forgot. So let's break into Giri's office and witness the murder of a child. After mulling it over for a while, you decide Tagiri is the safest choice. Sure, he's the guy with a sword, but he's also by far the least likely to harbor rebel sympathies, so you won't be getting anyone in trouble here.
Yeah, Tagiri. Now that's an interesting choice, I tell you what. He's always sucking up to the purples and trying to make himself look all cool and knowledgeable about law stuff. So you think he'd be clean, but maybe it's just all a front. I'm working on a video about rebel sympathizers right now, and actually it's one of my big bold points I go over, is how sometimes the guy trying too hard to look like he's on the level is actually as far off the level as it gets. So yeah, let's see what this guy's hiding, why don't we?
Moseying on over to his door, you consider the keypad. There shouldn't be a hard password to guess. It's gotta be the name of one of his favorite animes, right? You punch one in, and nope, of other sounds. You try another, nada. But to your delight, the door clicks and begins to slide open after the third anime title. You glance over your shoulder to see Tirona beaming at you from right behind them, and then you turn back to the door and yikes! A katana comes swinging out towards you on a wire, and you narrowly dive out of the way before it connects, crashing to the floor in the process. You groan and stagger back to your feet, and hear a familiar voice sounding from a speaker in Tagiri's room. Foolish evildoer, do you really think it would be that simple? You've fallen for my trap. Your three pitiful guesses were all it took to seal your doom. Nothing's going to do any good while you bleed out on the floor. Sayonara, trespasser. That wasn't his voice either. The message seems to cut off there, but then there's some muffled sounds, like a microphone being moved. What do you think, Tadashi? It's going to look so cool when I show it off to my colleagues. You breathe a sigh of relief. That katana was aimed right at your head. You almost got skewered. Talk about a close one, right, Tirona? Tirona? It's just a soup. They look like a fucking moon. Don't mind me, I'll take a sip of Coke. Cause fucking murder a child. But now we get to see. I mean, I guess you didn't murder her. She was murdered on your watch. But let's go to the good ending with Tyzias. It's gotta be Tyzias. She runs a tight, sleep-deprived ship. You'll give it a good try, fail to find anything useful, and Tirona will appreciate your attempt.
Tyzias, huh? Yeah, she's got the vibe to her, you know? She talks a lot about improving the justice system. What kind of person does that, huh? A rebel sympathizer, that's who. The alternative justice system has worked just fine for hundreds of sweeps. The only person who ought to be proposing change it is Triza herself, but obviously there's nothing to change or she'd have done it already. Anyway, this is Tizzy's door right over here, so why don't you start working your magic?
An idea comes to you. You start tapping away at your phone, much to Tirona's chagrin. She goes, shh. Oh, that's what her quirk must be. It's going, shh.
Hey, buddy, we're trying to break into someone's office. There's no time to be a floppy talent scratcher.
You explain that you're trying to look up Tyzias on your phone to consolidate information and improve your guess's chance of guessing her password.
Whoopsie. Sorry, I'm just a little antsy here, I guess.
Your butt hurts.
Carry on.
Turning to the keypad, you start inputting your guesses. You try the birthday listed on Tyzias' shitter profile. Nope. Even the name of her mate sprite doesn't work. I think she's next week. Then something clicks. Everyone expects a long, complex password, right? You try just 2 paltry digits instead. 69. Click. The light goes green and the door to her office slides open. Bingo, because Tyzias is one of the best fucking characters in this game. Feeling pretty chipper about your breaking and entering skills, you usher Tirona inside with an exaggerated bow. She cackles and skips right in, making her way over to a desktop sitting on Tyzias' crowded desk. There's papers and old mugs lying around everywhere, and the rest of the room is about as disorganized as the desk, with towering stacks of books threatening to collapse if you so much as breathe wrong. What is in her little orb? Oh, it's Casey! It's a little Casey! That's cute. And also there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 mugs in this photo alone. Actually, let's see if we can get her to 7. There's 1 behind Tirona.
The Empire already models online communications, of course. We've got the tools for those sneaky sneaks who try to hide things off the cloud.
Tirona produces a small device, bright red with gold accents, and plugs it into what appears to be a USB slot on the laptop. It wriggles upsettingly.
I'll go through your files and you start looking through all those books and folders, okay?
You offer a thumbs up and turn your attention to the absolute massive pile of literature that is strewn throughout the office. You're not really giving it your full effort, hesitant to pry into tyzias' stuff, but you get the sense that she isn't hiding anything here anyway. Behind you, Tirona is clicking through folders on the desktop, the exasperation in her voice steadily growing.
Useless school feeding assignments, copies of court transcripts, a bunch of nudes. It's all just normal TL stuff. There's nothing incriminating in here at all. Where is she hiding it?
New. Tirona pulls away from the desktop and dives into the stack of books with the gusto of a small child in a ball pit, rifling through pages as quickly as she can. It isn't too long before she gives up on that pursuit, too, emerging from the pile in a shower of loose pages. Because, Tyzia, you know what? Sometimes to hide your secrets, just don't fucking try.
I can't find any evidence of wrongdoings anywhere. No hidden folders on her desktop, no secret stashed between the pages of a book, nothing.
She stumps back and forth, pacing around the room and scratching at her face absent-mindedly. Maybe there just isn't anything to find. Is that so bad?
Yes, she's not bad. It's super bad. Look, see, I'm not big and I'm not strong, and even if I get a growth spurt when I'm older, it won't change that I don't like to fight. I just know what I'm cut out to do. I'm a thinker and a listener and a talker. Knowledge is power, and the only kind of power I'm good with. It's the only kind that keeps me in the game. Everyone's gonna play nice and get off my case because they know I've always got the dirt. But all those shifty, crafty teal jerks keep trying to hide all their secrets from me. I'm gonna be a hooped if I can't get one over on them.
Tirona yanks at her pigtails and slumps down against the wall, looking as frazzled as ever you've seen her. This calls for a pep talk. You sit down across from her and offer a gentle smile. You know where she's coming from, because you are desperate for approval from everyone around you. When you came here, you were a mess. You still kind of are. All you had was your guts, your mind, and your goofy charisma. You've been blundering away across the planet, but somewhere between all the blundering, you made friends. You gained skills. You figured out how to keep surviving even when it seemed impossible. And if you can do it, she can too. Class in 30 minutes? What? Sure, she may not be as big and strong as she'd like. She won't always win. Sometimes there's going to be days like today, but she doesn't succeed. But she's got this spark in her. You can see it. That tells you she'll be just fine as long as she keeps her head up and tries to hang in there. Tirona perks right up. Your motivational speech game is really on the ball lately. It's practice. And a cue ball.
Yeah. You're right. This might have been a bust, but I sure ain't. I've already got all kinds of connections and pals and skills. I mean, the guy I run those errands for, he says I'm one of the smartest and cleverest teals he's ever met, and that I'm really mature for my age, and...
There she is! She's back, everyone! The best teal in the game! You never find out what else he says, because you're interrupted by a sci-fi whoosh of the office door opening as tyzias steps through. There's a long, awkward pause before she raises an eyebrow at Tirona. That's what tyzias is doing. No, just what in the hell are you two doing in my office? Tirona begins a stammering response, but tyzias jerks her head toward the door. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get out right now. She turns to you. Look. Not you. We need to have a chat. Tirona flashes you a terrified look before scurrying out of the room, doors sliding shut behind her. tyzias glances at the door, then pulls you toward the most secluded corner of the room, where books are piled so high they practically reach the ceiling. She speaks in a low, hushed whisper, a good idea because you'd bet a troll buck or two that Tirona is listening outside the door. That's what they're called. They're called troll bucks. Hey, so that was good thinking, texting me as soon as you got your palm husk back. You shrug humbly. You're getting good at leveraging your bountiful stockade of friends. I almost said beautiful, which is also true. I wonder what she thinks I'm gonna do to you. There's a lot of rumors about me. Most of them untrue. But when you look as tired as I do every day, trolls whisper. She chuckles slightly and takes a sip of water before sighing. Tyzias says stay hydrated. I can't believe she thought I'd ever be dumb enough to keep incriminating documents in my office. She must be getting real desperate to prove herself. That's exactly my point about how fucked up it is here. Everyone trying to climb over each other out of the muck and pull the rest down like shell scutters in a seafood storage device. Poor girl. She thinks she's got everyone in the palm of her hand, but she's being played as much as any of the rest of us schmucks. Another sigh. I feel like sighing may as well be Tyzias' second quirk. We've already heard enough from me about all that. So go pretend I chewed you the fuck out or something. I need to organize all this shit now that she run my old system. Her office looks far better organized than it did when you walked in, actually. But you're not about to split hairs over it when Tyzias just bailed you out of a potential disaster. No child murder this time. You thank her, give her a quick hug, and then you slip out of the office. Excuse me. Tirona nearly falls over herself, stumbling away from the door where she was clearly trying to listen in.
Whoa, you're here still alive and in one piece. That must have been a real close one. You know she does to people who cross her, right? I'll give you a hint, pal. Starts with disembowelment and only gets worse from there, uh-huh. How'd you make it out?
Oh, talking her way out of a jam. Total breeze. Tirona seems starry-eyed and impressed.
You sure do know how to handle yourself, especially for a weird alien. I think you and I gotta stick together. Technically, you don't owe me anything anymore, but us little people work best in numbers, yeah? You could use a friend like me.
You smile, basking in the now familiar glow of camaraderie. Yeah, you could use a friend like her. And you think she could use a friend like you, too. Yay! You did good. They look slightly more like their regular marshmallow self. I'm glad the marshmallow look is back. Tirona looks like a little shit. So yeah, while I scroll to look at who's next week, my special announcement is I've talked a lot about my fic, Beyond the Divide and Into Adventure by Sierra on the page on AO3. Go read it, please. I also just opened, the day of recording this, not the day that it's releasing, just opened a Discord server for it. And if you want to read the fic or just keep up with me, feel free to join. It's pretty chill. It's small enough right now I'm the only mod. So, you can come hang out. So next week it is two of the best girls in the game, Boltier and Stelsa. Stelsa's going to be really fun to voice act, I think. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, Hiveswap Friendsim 2 will be out. If it is, you'll hear all about it in whatever recording happens after it comes out. Discord link either in the description or in a pinned comment, possibly both depending on how I feel. I have class in 25 minutes. I want to go put on my D&D sweater, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!